This is Dark Art Pro. I'm back in the studio. Hurrah, hurrah. Sit rep on Lancashire weather. If you don't know, British people like talking about the weather. So the weather here is a bit crap. It's a bit overcast, nothing great, but it's dry, thank the Lord. All you lovely people that live in lovely warm countries, I'm very jealous. Very jealous, Nick. I've got really dirty fingers. Thank you for all watching. Thank you for subscribing. Can't speak. I'm really humbled the amount of people that are watching my videos. It's very, very cool. And the lovely comments. Some of them are really nice and complimentary. I do appreciate that. It's very, very nice. And you know, I appreciate feedback. It's always good. Helps you grow as an artist, doesn't it not? So I've had some really nice feedback on my artwork and some tips that I've been giving out. So yes, let it continue. Like I said, this is my channel, this is the way it is. You're not going to get super graphics flying all over the place, and it's all in real time. So if you're a new subscriber, thank you very much. If you're an old subscriber, yeah, you know the score. So yeah, what I thought I might do today is just continue with this Gremlin. With all this stuff going on in the world, all this politics and people doom and gloom, we need to get rid of that, and what we need is some positive stuff, which is like a gremlin. I think there's gremlins in the world at the moment, but let's get past that and just enjoy some artwork, which is all this is what my channel's about. It's about artwork and promoting airbrushing and promoting people to be creative. So yeah, so there we go. So without further ado, can't speak, is what I want to do is I talked about graduating the green, the darker we've got for a real light sort of like moss green, adding a bit of pigment, adding a bit of dark paint or black paint to it, and just adding a bit more graduation to it. But now I'm going to show you, actually I'm going to black here, so just make this pop even more. So we're going to add a bit of that, and then I think with these little horns, I thought I might use, I'll show you one here, I might use this lovely infected yellow candy, which is really, really cool. Another one by Inspire Airbrush. So it's quite a minging colour, to be fair, but it's kind of cool. So I thought it might look good on the teeth and on the horns, look a bit dirty sort of thing. So I thought we'd do that, but it'd just been nice to finish this piece, and then I'm going to sign it. So I've fired my compressor up. It's full of air. I've got my trusty airbrush here, my Iwata Custom Micron. I thought what we might do is just start. We're going to go for the bits where we know where it's extremely dark, no light's getting in at all. And one is this mouth here. I want to make sure the mouth is showing underneath. There's a tongue area just below here, but I am going to go all across here with black or harsh, and then really in these corners, little touches of black, and maybe just underneath the eyeball, across the top. In the corners over here, and just around the horns, little bits and pieces there, around there, just to make that, just adds that little bit more detail. The devil's in the detail. Right. Yeah, so with some really lovely messages, really lovely people just sort of like interested in art and trying to improve. So yeah, I'm really pleased that I can help in that way. So without further ado, let's just go and get into this mouth here. So kind of, because there's no light getting in here, and it makes it really distinguishes the teeth and under the lips. So let's just get going here. Again, air on. Constant flow of air. And then you avoid a lot of tip dry, which is good. Not too bothered about... So these are the final touches we're doing, really. When you get tip dry, you can just pinch off the end there. I can't really dirty fingers, I'm really sorry. So yeah, so we're going to continue going into here. I've really enjoyed doing this little gremlin. It's been really kind of cool. I do need to move on to this Stormtrooper helmet at some point though, because I just need to. And that I will be, it will be sold online when it's done. I'm always after something new. Let's go up here. So this is areas where no light is getting in at all. And I want to show that here, as you can see. My custom icon, it's really cool. You have to reduce the paint as much as I possibly can, just because it gets easier to paint with. There we go. I'm just going to go into this bit here. Not all the way, just a little touch here. You can see, just in the corner. I'm still leaving that graduated sort of green, which is good. There's kind of tongue area here, so I'm just leaving a little bit of light. So all this is doing really is adding more and more depth to the piece. This is what we want. This is what we want. This is what we want. This is one of our best videos ever. If you are new to the channel, you have to get used to the fact that I'm not very good at doing presenting. Well, I'm all right, but I do make the odd mistake. But do you know what? It's just the way it is. I'm just going to go here. You know, all this craziness going on. Why can't people just get on, you know what I mean? So anyway, no politics here. We're going to go, I'm going to go across the top of the eye here, because I want it really quite defined. So it really sort of adds depth now to the painting. There we go. Again, when controlling the airbrush, I'm going really close here, so nicely tucked in. I've took the needle cap off. Be very careful when you're doing that. I've tucked my fingers in nice and tight, and then I can move up and down. With this lovely cable thing, I've just got it hanging down, but you can wrap it, I don't know if you see, wrap it around your arm as such, and then it's out the way. Hold on a sec. Oh, like so. I don't know if people can see. So it wraps around the arm. That's another way of getting it so it doesn't actually go near your paintwork. And it adds a bit of stability, which is quite nice. So yeah, so we're going to add some more black here. Like I say, black is not forgiving, yeah, unless you really reduce it down. So you've got to be really, really careful with it. And it's kind of last resort stuff, really. Not last resort, but kind of finishing touches. Because it is unforgiving. If you watch my previous videos when I've used just black and white on monochrome sort of pieces, I reduce it so finely down that it does sort of nearly become transparent, which is really important, especially if I'm doing portraits or any sort of complex sort of artwork. I'm going across the top of a little bit, just a little touch. Add a little detail there. So we're getting really deep and dark now. Yes, we like that. So underneath the chin here, definitely need some shading. It's in moderation, people out there. It's a bit like when we do highlights. We might come to that in a bit, doing some highlights, we'll see. But I thought I'll push it forward. I nearly didn't do another video on this, but I thought, well, it was like unfinished business. Yeah, so it's pretty good. Under the nose. You see the image is starting to pop even more. So it's all about moderation and taking your time with these images, people. See in the air there, and just a touch across the top, then pulling away. It's a really light dagger stroke I'm doing, which is the basis to many sort of pieces you do. You see I'm just clogging a bit, just going to bit tip dry. If you're not sure, test away, put it next to your piece, bit of paper, just blast through again, then straight on again. There we go. I'm not going crazy with the black here. You can see I'm just doing like little areas. Like I say, it's unforgiving this. It goes like you can paint over stuff. It just means a bit of time doing it. I'm going a little bit dark there. I've decided. But what's really nice? It's blending really nicely with the rest of the green that we've got on there. Like this eye here. I really encourage people to go out and try something new. Try it. Get a cheap airbrush. You don't have to get a super fancy one. Just practice. And you can get some really lovely ones. Oh, look at this, look. Whoa, yeah. So all we're doing is exaggerating the shadows underneath without going too crazy. Crazy. We've got these little horns here. So I'm not going to put black all around the horns. I'm just going to go around the base. Because right at the base of the horn, the base where the horn pops up like that, that area below, so I think that area below is going to be shaded. So let me just find one here. So for instance, this one here, I'm not going to go around the edge of it, just the base of it. That's not a great example, is it? Okay, like the teeth at the bottom of the gum, it is shaded. Because that would be a kind of little circle around it. There we go. Yeah, so I hope you like the videos. I mean, they're a bit rough and ready, but do you know what? I think sometimes, look at this lovely shader. Sometimes you have to go back to basics. And I'm pretty basic, everyone. Pretty basic. Lovely. So this corner is really dark. That's where it's going, right in the corner. There's no light getting in there at all. This furrowed brow here. Around the base of it there. Same with these little horns. You've got little markers from where I've used the green before. I mean, with the infected yellow candy, I'm going to see how it goes. But you can see now the little shaded area right at the bottom of the horns. It's quite fine. I'll bring it forward a bit. Okay, so I'm just going to go in here again. Yeah, it's been a busy old week on the wheel, doesn't it? But hopefully this will chill you guys out a bit and we don't worry about stuff, because you know, it's not good, is it? I've been looking forward to get back in the studio, really have. And I just love painting for you. Well, painting for me really, but you guys are an ultimate byproduct, which I definitely enjoy. I'm just adding really little shady bits, little nicks in there. That gives it a bit more depth. The same with these lines here. Just a touch. What I'm not doing is going around the edge like an old picture when you were a kid, you know. You do get, I mean, people do. I mean, it's sort of a comic book style, isn't it? But I don't want that. I'm just going in for finding those little nooks and crannies, even a bit more to get that lovely depth that I'm after. In fact, this section here, I could probably go extremely dark with. Oh. Just defining this area. So that's brought his frown or his top of his head crunching down now, adding more depth. So with that, I'm going to bring this eye across. it always is tempting people, my lovely people, is go to the really dark pigments straight away because you get results, or you think you get results. But you've got to be really careful. You've got to use this with moderation, extreme moderation. Because if you might start making mistakes with black, it's quite hard to colour with white, and it takes lots of different layers, and then you end up sort of like going in this circle of doom. So be really aware. Use it towards the end, or just use it very sparingly, unless you're just doing black on everything. Right, I'm going across the top of this eye. Like I say, you choose a subject that's forgiving, because that's why I love monsters. They're not uniform, like I talked about before. They're not uniform things. They have nicks and crannies and little bits that are not quite right. Which is cool. So mistakes are then either hidden a little bit, or not glaringly obvious anyway. So I'm just preempting this here. So when I'm doing a kind of dagger stroke, it's sort of getting close into it, adding the paint, and then as I go towards the end, I just lift off a little bit. So it's like down and lift off a little bit. It's worth practicing. Ooh. There we go. Right, let's go into this corner here. You can see this really works. It's really effective, and all that lovely work we've done before, just gradually building the image, layer after layer after layer. It's all worthwhile because you come up with something that's really kind of cool, like I say, and it's don't rush your piece, because if you do, then you get the results you're not really keen on, and you don't want to do any more. What we're thinking, I'm liking it. So again, in this corner, really, there's no light getting there, so I haven't got to be scared. And then graduate it out, and you can see it linking with that lovely green here. So it's just transcending or transforming into another colour, or just sort of like moulding into another colour, which is really cool. And add a bit more shading up here, just a little bit, not too much. Down again and lifting up. It's making those ears pop. Look at him now. Yes, we liking you. But again, I have found in future pieces or ones I've done in the past, and I've gone a bit too far with it. So you have to be really careful. Moderation is the key. It's easy to say. It's a bit like having a beer, isn't it? You have one, you want another. Right, let's get this ear across the top here. So I'm hoping this isn't going to be too long a video, but if it is, isn't it? Yeah. I think I've had some nice comments saying people enjoy real time, apart from me rambling on about rubbish. And I think it's good to see a process and seeing the paintwork, the batch of paint going on. A little bit here. I don't want to go too dark. It should look natural, really. Not that's a natural being. Ah! Okay. I'll do a bit more shading across here. I kind of like these ears to be a bit darker. I do love being in my my studio. It really is a lovely place to be. A bit of a haven. Even with my squeaky chair. My squeaky chair. Listen. No. Okay, it's not doing it now. Right, okay. Just going to go up here a little bit, not much. More, it's got like rows of, hold on, I need to brush this out. Rows of horns going across the top, and each one of these needs to be shaded underneath. Ooh, like so. Like a little circle, you see it just going around it, around the base of the. That's those. Like I say, it doesn't matter if you go wrong. It's good practicing these like little fine movements. So we want the 3D effect. That one's a bit wonky, but it's all retrievable. It's roughly put on, and we'll try the infected yellow. See what that looks like. The green and yellow might make a really sort of manky, lovely, monstery colour. Let's have a look in here. Move this down a bit. Oh, it's frying absolutely lovely. I think with any airbrushing, it's getting used to the paint, getting used to how you reduce the paint. Like I say, I use solvent based. There are water based paints, but I kind of like use solvent based, and I use my thinner as de-thinner or reduce, or whatever you want to call it. I do want to try some water-based paints, but I think it's all about results for me. And for automotive stuff, it generally lasts better. It looks the colour's a bit more vibrant. But I might be wrong. I mean, I'm sure there's some really awesome water-based paints out there, and maybe I should purchase them. But then again, see, I go to purchase stuff, it's going to be what I normally go for. But yeah, I think I will. I might have to look at that. A H2O Duo range. H2O, sorry, Inspire Duo range called H2O, obviously water based. So, but I don't know how the flow is with it, but I need to give it a go. So, like you lot, I need to experiment and find out what works. I'm just going to go just below the nose a little bit there, gently, in the corner. Blast through again. Okay, let's have a look here. I'm just adding a bit under the lip. I can even go darker here. Look. No light getting under there. But I'm not going to go completely mad. There we go. So yeah, it gets more and more 3D, more poppy. But it's not a rush job. It needs to be considered, really. Just going to put a little dab of black there, not much. A little bit. There we go. There we go. Little spots as well, just adds textures to the skin. I'll put some little green bits down there, but it all adds depth. That was a bit of a mistake, but you can't tell because it's a monster. It's a monster. I really enjoy doing these videos for you. I think it's really kind of cool. It's therapeutic for me as well, and I do like rambling on, so that's always good. Oh, got to go around these ones here. It was always quite scary when I first did the video. I thought, who's gonna sort of put yourself out there, which is always a bit scary, but do you know what? I think in life you have to take risks, don't you? I like to take risks, and I like to provoke reactions, especially when it's positive. It definitely makes my life happier. Okay, let's go across here. The corner of the eye really is dark because it's where there's no light getting right in. You're getting that real corner pivoty point like that. So that bit there is completely dark, which is in here, there. In here, there. Now I've got to be careful because I am going a bit mad. I want to go around the top of that horn there. I want to race around the base of these little horns down the bottom here. Again, a bit of tip dry. You can just nip it off, that's good. Okay, so it just makes a little V right on the top of his forehead. Ugly little being, isn't he, really? I heard they're making another movie of this, but I don't know if they are. I don't know if it's true or not. But it'd be pretty cool if they would. I'm sure the special effects, as long as I don't do sort of like a digital, you know, it's just sort of like CGI. I think people seem to be going back to that. They want reality. Well, not reality, not Gremlin's reality, but people like seeing how the people interact. Talking of which, one movie which I really sort of was called Alien Romulus. I think they did similar techniques there. And wow, the creature effects, incredible. If you've not seen it, watch it. In fact, we might do another Alien piece. I do like Alien, man. It's a really cool thing. Let's put some dark pigments up here. Fantastic. So whoever the creature effect guys were there, very, very good. You can tell they are complete fans to the art. Got to be careful now because I'm just laying down loads of black now. I think that's probably enough. Enough to come back from. Ooh. The dreaded paint comes through again. I wouldn't need it there. That's my own thing is, don't go to a piece unless your paint's flowing already. Give it a blast through and then go to it. Oh, it's lovely, look. Absolutely lovely. I'm just pulling away a bit, put the fine mist down. It's about being subtle, and it took me a while to get my head around that. It's just taking your time with it, not going straight in with really hard colours, because that's not forgiving. You can see how not forgiving that is. I think what I'm going to do now, I think I'm going to clean. We could fire up my other airbrush, I think, see if that'll give us enough detail. And we'll put some infected candy yellow. This is on my lovely HPC. Oh, we love it. Round of applause. So what I'm going to do is try and add a bit of colour onto the teeth and the horns, just a bit, distinguish a bit of difference in them. Distinguish a bit of difference. So this is the problem I have. I can't speak English. Ooh. Yeah, so everyone's having a chill time, but this is what we need. There's nothing going on in the world. I don't like it. What I like is art. Ah, right. And a glass of wine. And a beer. I like that as well. Okay, so let me just get into this. This is a really nice colour. I don't know if we're going to see much of a difference. It's all experimentation, but again, this is a piece that just needs to be a practice, but it's turning out to be something I really enjoy. So, oh, I don't know if you can see that there, actually. It's a weird colour. It's kind of like a dirty yellow brown. Oh, you can probably see just about the colour there, pigment. I'm not sure you can see it in there. Right, let's see if it makes a difference. If it doesn't, then it doesn't. But at least we've had a go. And I think it's about experimenting, especially with colour. Colour can be scary. Your blues and your yellows. Let me just test this on here. It's quite noisy compared to my other one. 2 secs. A little bit of messing around. I did clean these briefly the other day, so there we go. I think we've got some flow. I'll just turn the pressure up a bit. With my custom micron, I have to turn the pressure down a bit and I have to reduce it more. With this one, it kind of needs a bit more pressure, about 30 psi. I kind of always airbrush around that sort of pressure anyway, but when it's really reduced, I have to sort of reduce the pressure a bit, and it's just a bit of practice really. Same with reducing paint. I think I mentioned before, people go in those different ratios, 2:1, 3:1, blah blah blah. I think it's really important if you're doing a base coat and stuff like that on vehicles. But with airbrushing, I think if it's too thick, add more reducer. If it's too thin, add more paint. Let's keep it simple, stupid. Kiss. Yeah. I'll probably get a lot of kickback off that one. You know what? I don't like complex stuff. Let me just try and find. Let's do it here. But this is not as a. This is a 0.3 needle. Oh no! There you go. Oh, you can see a bit, yeah. I wonder if you can see it on camera. Yeah, it's kind of sort of like a greeny, horrible yellow, which is cool. What I'm doing, I'm putting a blanket sort of colour down on these, and then we're going to do some tips. We'll try a trick there. Ah, you can see actually. Let's have a look here. Let's get this yellow down. That's a suggestion of a teeth. And horn. And then what I'll do, I'll show you a little technique. This is the Drew Blair technique, not this one, where we use reducer to highlight stuff, which is like really, you have to be really careful. But it's kind of cool. And we'll see if it works on here. Oh no, look, it's coming up good, this. It's a pretty horrible colour, but I like it. In fact, I mean, what can you can't say much more than a nice infected yellow. And this is part of a lovely pack I got from Inspire. I don't think they do it anymore. I'm not sure if they do it anymore. They do like, and it was like a horror pack. It's really cool. It's got some great names. Brutal Candy Red. Asphyxiated Blue. Oh, this is really, actually it's working really nicely. I'm not worried about a bit of overspray. I'm just getting in there. What else was there? Grey Matter, Gangrene. Oh, it goes on. I love it. Dead Skin, Dead Blood Red. I mean, that's what you want, isn't it? That's what you need. You need some like really gruesome stuff. Oh, I love a bit of darkness. It's cool, isn't it? So yeah, I'm just adding this this infected candy yellow. It's actually showing up better than I thought it would do, which is really cool. Just defining these horns. You can see they seem to pop a bit better now. And I'm going to put some yellow dots as well, all over the skin. Again, adding texture. Randomly, not uniform, Pete, because if we have it uniform, it doesn't look as natural. Not that it's a natural being, it's a weird and wonderful thing. I might even do a bit of... Oh, it's such a lovely colour, this. Horrible, but lovely. Yeah. I think you can see there, yeah. So it's nice, looking pretty manky. I could put a tinge of this on the edge of the ears. It just looks a bit, so it looks a bit sort of wasted. It's such a lovely texture colour. Oh, look at that. Yeah, why not? Again, it's just figuring it out, isn't it? Having a play and not being afraid of colour. And that's why this kind of subject's really good for it, and things like the classic Frankenstein, which is really good for testing different colours. Right, so what we're going to do now, I'm going to quickly, I think I might do it with the custom micron. What I'm going to do is, oh, before I do that, actually, let's sign it. I'll sign it at the bottom. Let's sign it at the bottom first. And then we'll use the technique. Ooh. Wobbly, wobbly, dark. That's splattered there, a bit too much pressure because I've not dark art pro. Got too much pressure because I swapped the airbrush but not swapped the pressure. It doesn't really matter. Let's go over this again. Yeah, so we're going to use reducer just to put some little highlights on it. Now, it's a really kind of cool technique. I haven't used it for a while, to be fair, so we'll show you that. I think my signature changes every time I do it. Artistic freedom is allowed. Go over that mistake. Yeah, right, so I'll do one more go pass over this. I know it's not the most interesting. And then we'll get the reducer on the go and just see what happens. You actually have to be really careful with that because you can destroy your piece in about 2 seconds. So it's extreme moderation. But yeah, I think I might do another Alien piece as well. I do love Alien. And after that Romulus movie, if you've not seen it, yeah, that is I thought it was just absolutely fab, and that's inspirational. All these creative people, and all you lovely creative people out there. I think I've just knocked the camera down. That's a bit of splatter. Got that spider in there because the pressure's too high, but I'm not going to change it. Not just yet. Yeah, really inspiring to sort of see people. Right, cool. That's really good. I'm just going to test something here. Oh, I wonder if I'll do it with let's drop. I'm dropping the pressure right down, so I want to put some splatters on this. So top tip is you drop it down. You drop the pressure right down until there's hardly anything coming out. You can't hear. And then I'm going to go over my with black splatters. Watch. Gives me like a little airbrush effect. You can see it on that. The less pressure, the bigger the splatter. See? In fact, we're going to go all over it. I feel like this is just a bit of an effect. There's a bit of background. I don't think you barely see it, can you? Let's go again. There you go, bigger ones, blosh, blosh. It's like a stipple. Again, practice piece, doesn't matter, this is how you can practice techniques. Right, so, let me just turn the pressure back up. But what you're doing is ruining this piece, Pete. Dark art's ruining stuff. I'm going to do one more pass on my name and then I'm going to go to do that. Lovely. See, now turn the pressure down, it's just flowing beautifully. And when you first start, it's frustrating getting pressure right and reduction of your paint right, and it can be the most frustrating, annoying thing that you've ever done. I'm just linking these letters now. But it is practice, it's just practice and understanding about paint, really. But, you know, patience is a virtue. And it's took me years to get to the point where I'm really happy and actually show it online. Gosh, that was a real thing that I wanted to do, but I thought, oh my, who's going to watch me do this? And luckily enough, I've got some amazing subscribers, so thank you so much for supporting my art. It means so much, it means so much, so thank you. I think that's enough of that. So what we're going to do, let's get rid of this. I'll clean this out. Real time cleaning, peeps. Because I've got black in this little pot, I can reuse stuff, which is really good because we don't want to waste paint. I've got a few splatters on him, but it doesn't matter, does it? Because it's a bit of fun. So that's stippling. Some people use like a bit of bounce off a bit of wood or a bit of cardboard and go onto it, but I just found just reducing the pressure. If I can just show you there, you can see the stipple. Yeah. Just reducing the pressure. The further you reduce it, the bigger the stipple. So there you can see on the edge, you've got a bigger splatterage on there as well. Oh, let's get through. And play with it. Just get a blank piece of paper or something and have a go. A bit of it's landed on him, but it don't matter. Right, okay, so let me just clean this out. Real time cleaning. Oh my god, the pressure. I don't think they've done this on camera before. Right, hold on a minute. Get me a brush here. Get me a brush. What I'll do, I'm just going to whiz around in here. And even with this, this is a clean brush by the way. Even with this in here now, this reduce that I put in here, which is all manky and black, it's only black pigment, so that's going to go back in my little bottle like so. Waste not, want not. And that's kind of reducing in there, so it's nice. It just kind of helps reduce the paint as well. Saves me doing it all the time, and I don't waste anything, which is like, I don't like waste. I don't know about anyone else. I'm just going to quick whiz around in there, nice and clean in the cup. Can you see? Lovely. Right, whack that back on. Let's get rid of that first. Oh, missed those little horns are yellow. Let me just do those first quickly. It is a long video, this, isn't it? But you know what? That's cool. You don't have to watch it all. Right, let me just spray a little bit here. It's infected yellow still. Awesome. Yeah, a bit of fun in it. Right, okay, cool. So, I'm only doing this because I want to show you guys, really. Let me just get rid of this black paint from underneath. Whack some more reducer through. I think we're nearly there. I think we're ready. So I'm doing and putting a really small amount of reducer in here. No paint. Right, here we go. Let me just see. And what this in effect does is just take paint away. Ha! So you've got to be really, really careful. I wonder if I put a pupil in? Do I be brave enough and put a little bit? No, I don't think I'm going to. So if I get some light, so if I want the tip of the hold on a minute. A bit more pressure, just because makes me slightly nervous. Like putting, an eraser all across your new paintwork. So let's try. Where can it be defined that we can see this happening? Let's try on the tip of here. You see a bit there? Just taking a bit of paint away, not much. If it doesn't look right, then it doesn't look right. On the top here, little highlights. Yeah, you can see it. I don't think you see it really close up. Let's try and move this a bit closer. You see where it's coming off a bit there? Just adding a bit of texture and put some little ones across the top. It's the highest point. As you can see underneath. So it's just adding texture really, but it is quite brutal and it's quite apparent when you're doing it. Well, you can see it there, look. Oh yeah. Top of the yeah. So yeah, be careful. Definitely practice this before you do it on something that's beautiful. It just gives those little highlighted dots. Because like you say, you get light coming in all sorts of places. And put a few over here. Adds texture and depth. Gives you beautiful little highlights. It's like adding pigment to skin, isn't it? I'm thinking, what am I doing here? Top of the horn. So it's just practicing another technique. I mean, you can use white to put highlights on as well. I think I'd use this more for texture of skin and adding sort of dappled effect. Because what you can do, if it's two now, what I would do, for instance, I can now, if I wanted, go back over a lot of these with green, and you get a nice little effect. I'm going to show you that as well. God, we're all techniquing today, aren't we? Let's put some bigger dots on so I can show you. Look, so there you go. Looks like I'm ruining my piece now, doesn't it? And we'll put some on the ear as well, even there. But all adds texture. Like, what are you doing? What am I doing? You'll see. Right, so let that dry. I'm going to leave some pure white bits, and now, if I put this back in here, let's get some moss candy green. I'm going to go over those sections as well. And you'll see like a layered texture as well. God, we're going for it today. Lots of stuff going on. Right, so hold on a minute. Let's pop that in there. Pop that reducer back in my little reducer pot. because I can use it again. It's clean, it's good. Just wipe your fingers. So lovely moss candy green. If I show you this bit closer up, you'll see where all those all those white bits are all over it now. It looks like, oh, what have I done to it? But now, to add more depth, I'm going to go over again with this green and a nice misting. I'll leave some little dots that are white over there, so it just looks like it's kind of cool. Oh, there it is. Oh, this is a bigger pot than this, wasn't it? Nope. A bit too much. Doesn't matter, I'll put it back in. Yeah, so I like to say with practice space, do it, just go for it because it's fun. Let me just get this through here. So what I'm going to do, where these little dots are here, I'm just going to go over again with green. And it just gives you a mottled effect, which is kind of cool. I'll bring some colour back out as well. Same with this here. Just add some more texture, it's dead clever. If it's a bit too harsh, might leave the odd one that's actually white, super white. Just go around that eye bit again. And it just takes it away a bit. Again, that texture just appears again, and it's wonderful. It just has little moments. Same there. Leave a couple that are just white. Now the key is with everything else is knowing when to stop. And we are, I think, going to stop. Ooh, maybe that little white section there, a bit too much. I think this video's gone for long enough. Excellent, everyone, it's finished. Dark Art Pro has finished his Gremlin. I had a bit of fun with some techniques there. I hope you sort of picked up something from that. I don't know. Do you know what? It's up to you. Because in the end, I'll still do this whatever happens. So, thank you so much for subscribing. Thank you folks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed watching me do this piece. I wasn't brave enough to do the old up the eye bit there, but I should have really way on it. Thank you for watching. I really appreciate your time and your effort. Comment below if you've got anything to say to me. That's really cool. I might put this up for a raffle. I might just not. I don't know. I might send it to a mate or something like that. Oh, and if you want it, give me a shout. That's no problem. But I might put it on Facebook as a raffle piece, and that can go off to someone hopefully. But we'll see anyway. So yeah, once again I thank everybody, and don't worry about the world, it'll be alright, man. Things will chill out and hopefully one's going to be alright. Love to everybody in the world watching, and I will speak to you all soon. Have a lovely rest of your week, and if the weekend's coming, which is great, enjoy your beer, enjoy your wine, enjoy your family. Okay, Dark Art Bro signing off. Have an awesome day. Thanks very much everyone, bye. Woo.